What up family, my name is Mako or MakoraN. This video is gonna be all about how to fight against Jacqui and how to beat all of her options. I would say Jacqui is the character I lapped the most and I put in the most effort on actually figuring out how to fight against her, because she gave me the most trouble back in the days. But now I would say I feel very comfortable in the matchup overall. She is especially strong on PS4 online because of the input delay. However, no matter how strong she is, she also has her vulnerabilities and her openings to get punished. And this is why I hope this video is gonna help you. Before I start, be sure to subscribe to DashFight for more character guides and check out the website for all things FGC. I would say one of the reasons why people have issues with the character is because of her playstyle and the way she can enforce it easily. She's a very rushdown focused character with insane frame data, plus frames, insane throw game that loops back to back into infinity if you don't do anything against it. And she has like options to cover all of your punishes as well. I'm gonna go over that in a minute. Put it shortly, she's just an insanely powerful rushdown character, which with custom she also got a projectile, so she can like contest you in mid-screen as well. She definitely didn't need that, but hey, they gave it to her, so it's cool. She doesn't really even like range because of the back 2 move. It's literally almost half screen, you know. And she can proximity OS the button into the leap as well, and if it hits, she gets a combo. If it doesn't hit, she gets pressure. That is like the basic breakdown of the character. Let's quickly go over her main variation that got her to the power level she's at right now. So in this variation she gets the projectile, the up grenade launcher, and the grenade launcher, which is basically insane chip damage, as you can see. And if she's in there and you get a throw in, that's like 20%. And yeah, the bionic bounce, we all know the move. And the mind game she gets off the leap, so her throw game becomes even scarier. It's easy to enforce pretty safely. You can like do certain setups with it after combos, especially in the corner. It's really strong. Also because you can do the grease kicks into it. And this is probably the best chip out in the game. It does about 10 to 15%. Yeah, it's really scary. This is the only variation you're gonna see pretty much in competitive play. There's literally no reason to play anything else. The chip damage is just way too broken not to use it. So the punishes in this video are gonna apply to every variation that uses the leap and the grenade launcher. This is the only variation you have to worry about. And hopefully this video is gonna shine some light on how to play against Jacqui and increase your chance at winning. Talking about Jacqui's weaknesses, it's really not that easy to find any. The most prominent one I would say is the lack of her range, but only in like close range. It's hard to explain, but like further away she has a grenade launcher and her back 2 that she can use to like get in and like whiff punish you. But like from this range, back 2 is too slow. It's 18 frames, so you can literally press out of it. It's like possible for you to whiff punish her if you like walk back from this range on, and then try to whiff punish her going for certain buttons like forward one, even though this button is also very advancing. So yeah, I wouldn't say range is a very big issue for her, but it's definitely something that holds her back somehow. Especially if the player is patient and has decent neutral, it's gonna be less and less relevant. Being able to outspace Jacqui's buttons is one of the things she struggles against the most, because she's not able to just apply her close-up pressure, and especially if a character like Satyron or Joker or somebody like that can reset neutral, it's kind of hard for her to get in. So you can like literally zone her and just not even allow her to apply her pressure. You're basically always trying to stay at this range where if she tries to get in on you, you can punish her somehow. So yeah, you're always trying to be safe against Jacqui. Either press on her so she can't press on you, or like try to space out her forward 1, her back 2, and just with punish her. So after you do all this, right, you reset neutral a lot against her, you just keep pressing on her, and then you zone her a little bit. She gets frustrated, gets chipped out, gets hit by a couple of things, gets really mad. Then she's gonna start doing random things like doing the back forward 2 after the neutral reset, and you can actually down 2 KB punish it, which leads into a lot of damage. Sorry, just keep that in mind that you can always down 2 KB punish it and not just go for like a jab punish. The other option she has if she gets frustrated is just going for the leap. One of the best things you can do is literally just jump back. Whatever best air tier button you have, use it. It's also like pretty reactable, I would say. So you should never let her jump on you like that. Like if she does that, it's a free punish. You got like different options as well. You can like press like a far ranging button and anti-air her. She can also bait you there, making you think she's gonna go for the full leap, but then cancelling it into the goop. And the way you deal with that, if you read it, you just throw out the projectile. Or if you're really ballsy, you dash in. Because, yeah, and then punish it. But I wouldn't recommend dashing in. So yeah, that's like the random things she can do in neutral to try and catch you if she gets frustrated. So just be ready for that. Let me show you how to deal with Jacqui's leap pressure and how you can punish it. Jacqui has only one goop, you can interrupt it. Pretty much whatever button you got. Shouldn't really matter. As long as it's fast enough, should be able to do it. The best thing I would recommend you is just doing a standing wine or like a poke. Those are the most consistent ones I figured out, or like a down 2. If you need only like 14% to kill her, you can also just go for a down 2. If you got good anti-air combos, this does a lot of damage, so she has to think about it more. You can also just flawless block the goop itself when she leaps at you. But this can whiff. It depends on your character, but sometimes this can literally whiff. So I wouldn't recommend going for this unless you have a really good up 2. Sometimes you can dash, but it depends on the timing to do the goop. You can like dash under it. So yeah, that was how to punish the most basic of her leap pressure. And if she knows you're gonna try to interrupt her, she's gonna double goop and be able to punish you for it. No matter if you do down 2, you're just gonna get hit and she's gonna get a full combo of it. So, and the way you punish this is the same as the one goop. You just gotta wait and then take your turn back after the second one. So it's literally the same thing. And you can also flawless block the second goop. But for some characters, like I said, it's gonna whiff. So I would only go for flawless blocking against Jacqui if you have a good up 2. Otherwise, yeah, it's not gonna work. So if she thinks you're gonna interrupt it, she's gonna do double goop, right? And then you think it's over because she did double goop, but then she can do 3 goops, and that's the maximum amount of goops. She can't do more than 3. And the third one without meter is actually -14 or -17. It depends on the height they're at. So you can easily get a punish of it. Just gotta be ready for it. And you can easily get a full combo punish. And once you understand how her leap actually works, it becomes way easier to navigate through it. One of the main things you should watch out is her meter. If she has, for example, 2 offensive bars, it's pretty likely that she's gonna spend 2 bars at least to make it safer, right? To make you press on the first hit and then get stuffed by it, and she gets the full combo of it, right? Literally be ready for it and then punish her accordingly. And if the Jacqui doesn't have meter, and she's gonna still do 2 leaps, I mean 2 goops, you can also punish that, right? If you're gonna press and she only has 1 bar, she's +5 of the meterless goop, so you gotta kind of respect her, but you can try and, you know, mash if you think she's gonna like try to throw you or whatever. Just be aware of that possibility that she can always go after a meter burn goop into a meterless goop, and the meterless goop is always punishable on block, and on hit is +5. So yeah, that's that. Just be ready for it, and it's just a mind game in the end, you know. If she's gonna amplify it or do the meterless in the end to try to catch you off guard, just ready to punish it and, you know, commit to a read, I would say. If you commit to something, ready to get the punish. Just don't stand there. If you make the reach, she's gonna do double goop, just don't stand there and let her keep pressuring even though she's -18, you know. Some people do that, especially at low level. They just don't know that it's that punishable and they just, you know, get steamrolled or grabbed after that even. So yeah, just be aware of how this mechanic works. And watch our meter. This literally a rock paper scissors mind game every time. So yeah, just gotta guess right. Some characters have a really good backdash, so they can backdash under it. But this mostly depends on when the Jacqui does the goop. So she can, like, if she does it really late, you can't backdash it, but you can forward dash. If she does it really early, you can't forward dash, but you can backdash it, right? And it's pretty much all there is to the leap. She can also go for like a empty leap into down 1 or a grab if you try to flawless block, right? Because it's gonna catch up in flawless block. So just be aware of it, that she can also go for an empty one. If you make the read, just anti her. So as you can see, she has to take risks herself, right? Not like she gets free pressure without any risks. I would still say the risk reward is hard in her favor there. That's pretty much everything you gotta know about the basic lead pressure. If she doesn't really think too much about it, right? Just as autopilot, one group or two groups. If you punish it a couple times, right? Just be ready for it. But then she can start doing this. She spends one defensive meter and leaps over you, and basically continues to pressure you over and over as long as she has meter. And this jails, right? Everything of this jails, right? It's guaranteed. You would think so at least, but you can actually simply anti-air her out of there. And that's like something that's very risky actually, because she can just do this. And it's gonna pop up your anti-air, right? If you're the anti-air, you're gonna get comboed. So it's back to the rock paper scissors mind game. You can also try to flawless block it, but she can delay the timing so easily that it's pretty hard. But it's safer than just anti-airing, I would say. You could either jump at her in the air. You can do like a couple of things. You just gotta test them out, you know. Pretty much everything I showed you should be universal. There might be like a couple little things that don't work for your character, like dashing out of her group. But yeah, other than that, everything should work. Those are the two layers, the two main layers of the group. If he's gonna go behind you and try to pressure you more, either with a group or just with a jump too. But if you make the right read, you can get a calm punish. Just make sure if you do make the right read to capitalize on it and get as much damage in as you can. Alright, one other thing that's really important. If she does the leap really close to the ground, like watch, like this pretty much, you can't interrupt it. This is actually, it jails. This is so plus, and it has no gap. No flawless block gap, no interruptible gap. You can't press out of it. It's like pretty inconsistent there, as you can see. Sometimes I can press out of it, sometimes I can't. It's like really inconsistent, but just just be aware of it. And sometimes from certain ranges you can't interrupt it. Like you get hit, right? It's just what it is. That's only if you does it really close to the ground there. It's only then. Other than that, you can always interrupt it unless she does double group. You often saw this happen to your turret, right? If you're low on life, trying to chip you out, and you get hit, right? First of all, this is -13, the second hit, right? So you can punish it easily. Second of all, this is a gap as well. It's like a 7 to 8 to 9 frame gap, so you can literally press out of it if you see them do the low group and get a punish easily on that. So if you're like low on life, you can do this with your character, like sending one into fatal blur, so you don't get the chip damage, and that should save you from a lot of options, a lot of situations, I mean. Oh, a quick reminder, after she tries to chip you out, right? You're in a low life situation and Jacqui tries to chip you out. Just make sure to duck the last hit of this, because it's a high, and you can punish it pretty easily. So make sure to duck the last hit of it. Also, she has 2 strengths with plus frames. So 1-1 is +2. So she can do 1-1 into forward 3. And if she does it right, you can't really backdash that. Sorry, it's pretty much guaranteed. You can flawless block the follow-up or try to mash. If she mistimes it, you're gonna get the one first. If she doesn't mistime it, you're gonna get a trade. But yeah, you can't really get less than a trade unless she reads your down warren. Then she can do something like, you know, backdash forward 3, and it's gonna hit you. So pressing there isn't always the best option, but it's something you can do in order to avoid more pressure, right? Just be aware that she can read it and then backdash and punish you for it, like with a full combo. It's also an auto shimmy, right? This string is actually insane. It's a plus string and auto shimmy as well, which can lead to more pressure, you know, into the grab, whatever. It's a really strong string. Then she has the back 3-4, which is +4. This one you can't really mash out of after it's done. Yeah, so you can't mash out of that. It's literally impossible. It's way too plus. One thing you can do is interrupt it there. This also has like a 7 to 8 frame gap, where you can just press out of it. However, this has a mind game built into it that she can like do the other string from back 3. If she reads, you're gonna interrupt it. she can literally just do this and punish you for it, right? If you try to interrupt, you'll get punished for it. So if you think she's gonna do that, just be ready to punish the leap, as I showed you before. You've got different options to punish the leap, you know? Alright, let's talk about the buttons and her staggers. She really has the best stream data in the game, I would say, by far. All of her staggers are mostly -2. Like forward 1 is -2, forward 3 is -2, forward 3-1 is -2. Her back 3-2 is actually -3, which is super good because you know not many people can check it, so you can always go for a down 1 after that, or like a backdash. And her forward 1-2 is -4 actually, but you can cancel it to the leap. Also, most Jacquies are gonna cancel into the leap only after forward 1-2, or like mostly after that, because all the other buttons leave you at a decent frame advantage, or like -2, right? So you can pretty much just always go for a down 1 after that with no real risk. You know, so often after like singular buttons, you're gonna try to backdash and catch you poking to like whiff punish that, you know? You're gonna poke, right? Then she backdashes and you get punished. So if you need a really good down 3. So if she does forward 3-1, I wouldn't go for a down 1, I would go for a down 3. However, my down 3 is 11 frames, so she could go for something like this. And it's gonna beat my down 3, right? Because down 1 is faster than my 11 frame down 3 of the -2 frames. So one thing I can do against that is literally backdash and punish her down 1. So if you don't have a very good down 3 that can catch her backdashing, you can backdash yourself and then punish it. But she can read that and just go for a forward 3, whatever, and then catch you backdashing. As you can see, there's a pattern that there are a lot of mind games regarding this matchup and how to play against her up close or full screen. I mean, full screen there's way less mind games that you gotta deal with. You know, that's actually like you're in the advantage full screen. She has to take risks to approach you. And up close, the risk reward is always in her favor. Like always, no matter what. No matter what character, it's always in her favor, basically. However, after forward 1, you can always press it down 1. If you're fast enough, you can always press it down 1. She can't do anything after the stagger. That's why I would always also recommend after the forward 1 stagger to go for a jab string, because she cannot backdash it and you get a full combo. From the forward 3-1 stagger, I would be careful pressing because she can punish you with the backdash. She also has like 1+ button, which is standing 2. It's +1, but it's nothing crazy. I would still be careful because she can do like standing 2 into forward 3. And if you got a slow down 3 like me, it's gonna get cuffed, right? So just be careful. But you can, like I said, backdash and with punish her. You can do that. I think it's everything about her buttons, right? I mean, she still has a back 2, which is like really great mid-screen button, half-screen button. It's -10 by itself, but if she does a full string, it's -7, so you can take a turn back, basically, but she's always gonna do this. Most of the time, she's gonna either do this, leap away to be safety, to the safety owner, or just go for the leap after the first hit and try to catch you somehow. Let's talk about what you shouldn't do against the character. Poke with a down 1 against her forward 3-1 string. Never do this. Never do this. Always go for a down 3. That's your safest option and you don't get hit by it. Another thing you shouldn't do is tech forward too much against her. Mostly tech backwards because she gets throw loops. So if you tech forward, you're basically in the loop, right? So just try to tech backwards. And her throws are pretty reactable, I would say. So don't be afraid to tag too much, but you know, try to not get shimmied as well. So tag very late, right? Tag very late. Or like try to macro deck, but macro decking against her is pretty tough because she has a 9 frame and 11 frame mid. So I wouldn't recommend it too much, but yeah, it's for sure there. I don't think there is much you shouldn't do against her specifically. There's just more on what you should be aware of, because everything she does is a mind game, so you should do some specific things in certain situations on a read, right? And if you read something else, then obviously don't do the thing that would get you punished. But sometimes the thing which gets you punished in that situation would give you the punish in the other situation. It's really hard to like put into words, but it's like I said, rock paper scissors simulator playing against Jacqui. In this range, don't be like dashing and not blocking. Always block, like be ready to like dash block, because if you don't do this, it's gonna hit you with a back forward too, and at the right range it can KB as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything you gotta know about what to not do against her, and combined with what to do against her and all the mind games that she actually has and how they work, you should do pretty well. When it comes to the matchups against Jacqui, there are a couple key points that are really important. The first one is having a good 9-frame poke or faster, like Joker is down 3, Aaron Black is down 4, Johnny is down 4 as well. They allow the character or the player to not be too afraid to counter poke after her -2 staggers, because it literally beats all their options. Yeah, Jade's down 4 is also really great. Even though it's 10 frames, the range is so good, and the maximum amount of things Jacqui could get is down 1 if she, tries to challenge the down 4. 6-frame pokes are also really strong, but only after the forward 1 string. After the forward 3 string, they can be backdashed, so yeah, keep that in mind. Having a good down 3 or poke in general is really important against Jacqui. The other thing that's really important is resetting neutral. So Sub-Zero can do that with creeping ice, Joker with the Jack-in-the-Box, back forward 4, Saturn with the wind, Scarlet with her buttons basically, right? Whoever has like a lot of range and very good buttons, good frame data on them to space Jacqui out, and reset the neutral as well, potentially is really strong against her. Same with Kotal Khan. Kotal Khan is actually pretty solid against Jacqui, I would say. Spawn as well. So if I had to pick 5 characters that are good against Jacqui, it would be not in a specific order, but Spawn, Joker, Satrion, Noob Saibot, and Jade. And the 6th character being probably Kotal Khan. Very good range to contest her and with punish her, right? And also good anti-hero options and the resetting neutral. Those couple aspects are gonna make your life a lot easier against Jacqui. So if you really want to pick a character against her, learn one of these 5 or 6 characters, and that's everything you gotta know about her bad matchups, quote unquote. They're pretty much all 5/5s anyway, but those characters just really contest what she wants to do. Like, she just can't leap for free because they got really good anti-hero options. The stagger game isn't that free because they can always like poke on the reaction or like get a jab punish in pretty easily. I think that's pretty much it. To summarize everything I told you, it is not easy to fight against Jacqui, but with the tools and knowledge I gave you in this video, I hope it's gonna be better next time you play against her. Also make your experience against her more fun, right? Because if you do not know how to punish or how to deal with certain mechanics of hers or certain gimmicks, it's gonna be very frustrating to fight against her and make you hate the game and the character and the player even more. But knowing all the little things and how to punish everything she does basically, it should help you improve your win rate and also the fun you have in the game. Next time you play against her, it won't feel like she's doing this over and over again for 10 years and you can't stop it. The best thing you can do is pick a character with a decent perk, like Jacqui herself. Decent mid-screen zoning or like space control, right? And decent long-range buttons as well. Overall neutral reset, If you got those, you can play pretty decently against Jacqui and deal with her up close pressure. If you get tilted, she's gonna run over you and just either grab you to death or like just, kill you to death. Because if you get hit by one combo, it's like pretty much 40% gone of your life. Unbreakable as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep a cool head and be patient against this character. And just deal with this video I explained you on how to punish pretty much all of her options. And I hope this video was helpful to you and that you learned something from it. Thank you for watching, family, and if you like this video, please leave a like, a comment below with your thoughts, and see you next time. Bye bye. And definitely do not buff Jacqui.